I love documentary, but hardly ever do them, and have just such admiration for documentary editors, because I think it is really hard work. And just trying to carve your way through so much material and keep it interesting. And I mean, Windmill Lane has lots of strands going through it. It's the story is, you know, I think the framework is the story of 3 editors who founded a post-production house, and their friendship and the paths, different paths that they took over the years. And Windmill Lane is still a post-production house. Separately, then there's a completely separate recording studio in a different place. And it also chronicles a kind of a changing time in Ireland from the 80s, you know, the politics, the rise of the creative industries, because the film industry in Ireland really didn't, film and TV, you know, really didn't get moving in its own rights with its own voice until about the mid-80s. So it chronicles that time, and I think it's a really interesting piece, but it was hard work, but I think we got there.
The next question is for the younger editors. How do you prepare for your first job interview?
I think you should do as much prep as you possibly can. You obviously know as much as you can about your director, production company, the producer. If the director has some work that's out there, try and see their work. And then what you will have is the script. And what I always do with scripts is I read it once just straight through and have a kind of a gut reaction to it. And then I go back and I reread it and I make notes. And you know, and I try and figure out what I'm going to say at the interview. I think it's always obvious, I mean, this is kind of obvious to say, but it's always necessary to be positive. You really want to present yourself as the person who can do this job. You know, the best interviews are the ones where you have a conversation with someone, you can appreciate that you're on the same wavelength, that you are going to be able to have an exchange of ideas, because a lot of what we do in the cutting room, in the edit suite, is about conversation, is about understanding.